Hey there folks, from Pask here with another audio commentary, and today we have a game between TeD and th000. Yeah, it is TeD and th000, and so we're really going to be covering all of th000's matchups at this point. I swore I'm not choosing th000 matchups deliberately, but it's basically just, he is just playing like such a beast recently that all his replays are absolute gold, and really it's hard to find any other player who sort of can have a match and it's just guaranteed worth watching. So looks like TeD going for this graveyard early, and then this is he must be going for a crypt fairly soon because he's going to be going for fiend build by the looks of things, which is an alright strategy on this map. th000, we're going to have to see probably going to go for Archmage first because he's power building this altar, but certainly stranger things have happened in the past. And looks like TeD now going to be what? What the hell is TeD doing? Going straight to oh wow. I've never seen anything like this before. In a second Necropolis? What the hell is TeD doing? Oh wow, I'm very excited now. th000 going for Mount King first, as he's been so prone to do. But we're gonna have to see how th000's gonna want to creep this out. But I just want to try and work out what TeD is doing. He doesn't even have a crypt, so his lumber is going to be so slow. We can see actually he hasn't built any buildings that cost any lumber at all, which means that he can actually get out. He can get this tier 2 much quicker. But considering that, I think one of the reasons TeD's doing this is because he doesn't think that th000's going to be scouting, just because obviously you don't really want to scout on this map when you have some really intense creeping to do, and you sort of figure you can do it later because you don't really care too much what the undead is doing. But TeD now finally going for this crypt. He's going to be so weak on lumber economy, but he's going to have such a quick tier 2. Wow, I'm blown away by this strategy already. I'm really excited to see what TeD's actual strategy is here. It's hard to say really. It looks like you can see how early this is. I mean, we're just at 2 minutes now. th000's now just doing his creeping, whereas the altar hasn't even started yet for TeD. I imagine he must be going for a Tavern Hero, but I can't even imagine what Tavern Hero would be good. We used to see things like Dark Ranger, but against a Mount King it just would be so weak, even with Silence. It can be so easily focused down if you get a Paladin second, and it looks like this Mount King now going to finish off this creeping, and th000 going to micro back all these militias so he doesn't lose anything, and we ooh, what a second crypt. Really crazy strategy here by TeD. It's sort of, th000's been doing a lot of strategies where he doesn't go for an altar until sort of the 8-minute mark or something, but really from an undead, this is absolutely insane. I have no idea what TeD's plan is here. But the reason he's got the second Necropolis is, one, because it provides him with 10 food without it costing him 50 lumber, but also if he does now get harassed on his if his acolytes do get harassed, then he does have sort of a bit of a better position in terms of he can rebuild them while he does this tech. But that tech was so early, just I'm being blown away by the strategy now. And this Mount King now going to continue to do some creeping. He has hit level 2. He has no idea what's going on. He probably thinks that TeD's tech is about to start now, but it's actually finishing. TeD unfortunately can't tech to tier 3 quite yet because you need an altar to tech to tier 3, and TeD hasn't even started building one yet. I have no idea what his plan is. TeD probably has the lowest APM of any player ever in terms of the first sort of 3 minutes of this game, because he hasn't done anything that would require any APM. th000 actually might lose some units here. No, it looks like he's microed them around nicely enough that he will be able to get his level 3 here, and that's going to be really nice for him, even picking up a Shadow Priest as well. He must be suspicious as to why there's been no harassment, not even any skeletons. TeD just so famous for the skeletons, and ooh, actually just narrowly missing out by 6 experience on that on level 3, and looks like TeD's still no altar. Now got ooh, I like this double gargoyle. This is a smart thing to do. I guess you don't really need a hero for this. His first gargoyle is actually out already, and once th000 sees that, he is going to be terrified, because I mean he has no answer to gargoyles at this point. He has this one tower and he has bolt, and that's it. And oh, actually no, he has picked up a couple of mercs, and that's actually going to be so important for him. This one gargoyle now running in here, and th000 going to be so confused. Look at even putting he must have put something there in Chinese characters, which unfortunately I can't read because I don't have the right language pack on my version of Warcraft 3, but he must be for 4 minutes into the game, and th000 has being attacked by gargoyles somehow, and now you can see actually th000 is running in here. He's going to find out that there's no altar. He's going to try and take out some acolytes now. TeD already rebuilding them though. That's really smart play here. Even getting off that, once he gets to that level 3, he can just go for some nice bolts, kill those acolytes really quickly, even using this Cloak of Shadows to good effect. Smart play here by TeD, by th000, sorry, just Now we're gonna have to see whether or not this is smart play by TeD, because I'm just not sure how he can end the game at this point. More gargoyles streaming out of this base when you don't have any heroes to support. You don't need to buy any items. You can do so much. But th000 with really no response to this, he's just got to put up some more towers, and th000 gonna lose a bunch of units now in this, and he just needs to continue taking down these acolytes slow. He doesn't have enough mana though. He does have this greater mana potion, but it's a shame really to use this when it's not like you're taking them down for a significant period of time. But in the meantime, he's just being harassed constantly by two groups of gargoyles. Looks like 6 gargoyles in total, and that's just really frustrating now. And we're going to have to see how th000's gonna try and play against this. TeD just constantly rebuilding these acolytes, but with enough lumber production, he's just being able to keep these gargoyles going, and considering that he just needs to be rebuilding these acolytes, that's his entire cost. But actually, TeD losing a lot of acolytes now, and we're going to have to see how he's going to respond to this. It looks like he's not going to put down an altar for a significant period of time. That's really crazy play here by TeD. I'm just so confused by the strategy. It looks like TeD now coming back in, trying to take down this berserker, but it could take absolutely ages. Better try and take down this guard tower at this point before it goes up. Yes, he does now go for it, and will th000 repair it? He does cancel it. Nice choice there, and that does just mean that he doesn't have to waste that money. And it looks like still no hero. I'm waiting for a late hero here from TeD, because even like level 1 coil would be so useful at this point, and just getting a hero and then basically buying an altar, you can then sell that free TP you get, and that's worth more than that's basically the cost of your hero covered there. But it looks like one bolt does kill one of those gargoyles there, but TeD just continuing to do this harassment strategy. This is such great, it's insane that this play is like legitimate at the highest level, because you think Warcraft 3 it's about heroes, and we've seen so much play recently where it's just been players abusing these small timings where you think like, actually you don't need heroes. And if you think about it, like, what would a Death Knight be doing now? He'd be sitting in his base, or he'd be sitting out here getting surrounded by a Bolton militia. So it's actually a really interesting strategy here by TeD, and you can tell he's put some good thought into it. An altar finally going down now for TeD. We're going to have to see what he's going to want to go for next, and I presume it's going to be a Death Knight. We have seen a lot of gargoyles go down now, so TeD taking a bit of a toll, but th000 has defended this. He hasn't started his tech. He brought down some militia here, but that was just at the moment that he scouted out his he scouted the first gargoyle there, so he didn't manage to get his expansion going, or at least that creeping going. I think it was probably an expansion he wanted in the end, but you can see TeD even microed back his low gargoyles, so he just has these 3 high hit point ones left, so they can't just be bolted and killed quickly. And this berserker, actually with a good bolt and then a berserker focus, you might be able to take one of the high hit point ones down if you get good enough positioning, but I'm just not entirely sure about that. I think you'd have to be out of the range of the towers if you want them to survive. And a Death Knight is finally being built now. TeD with a couple low gargoyles, just letting them heal up over in his base, and he's just continuing to do some harassment, trying to keep th000 on the defensive, keeping him building up towers. I wonder what we're going to be seeing next. It's really weird to even contemplate this sort of thing. I think air would be a good thing to continue here for TeD. Nice bolt. Ooh, down to 10 hit points. I thought that would get the kill, but the hero is now coming out, and th000 will actually be able to kill that Death Knight very easily with just a couple footmen, and the Mount King just through bolt surrounds, because it's just so hard to take down footmen with gargoyles. But obviously eventually you'll get the kills, but they're just so slow. And finally, actually I'm not sure if microing those back is strictly necessary, considering this Mount King only has 1 bolt left, and you really almost want him to use it on your gargoyles before that Death Knight comes out. The Death Knight does finally come out though, and actually ooh, nice coil there, does manage to save that one acolyte, and you can see TeD now really needs to get these acolytes back, because he's really taken a huge economic hit. Looks like this Mount King being forced back. Does have both a staff of teleportation and a scroll of teleportation. Uses his staff to get out of there, and he's going to actually manage to pick off at least 1 more footman. They do have defend though, and that's actually really strong, because defend against some gargoyles is just so damaging to the gargoyles. And it looks like TeD going to try and chase down 1 more of these footmen, but he still has no experience on his Death Knight, and we're 9.5 minutes into the game. That's just insane play here by TeD. And th000, it looked like he was actually playing sort of a normal game, at least from his opening, but the one normal game th000 decides to play, TeD plays the most insane and undead strategy I've ever seen. And so it looks like TeD now going to run in here, and immediately loses one gargoyle to bolt, but just at this point the bolt is just it's does so little, considering that Thu just really needs to get some sort of tier 2 tech. He's finally teching to tier 2 now, and he needs to go for, I mean, you have a couple strategies really in this situation. I'd quite like to see flying machines. That's like if you go for flying machines, then TeD might want to get a panda, because pandas do so much damage to those flying machines. Nice curl to cancel that clarity there, but Thu immediately buys a clarity potion. And if we do see dragon hawks for Thu, which is very common these days, then what TeD wants to do is he wants to get a Dark Ranger out, and that Dark Ranger can silence the Dragon Hawks once they use their shackles. And so there's two basic strategies. We're going to have to see what Thu does, and TeD will probably want to respond to that, even though it's going to take him a long time to actually get there. I wonder if, it's quite interesting, I wonder if TeD could do some sort of crazy strategy where he'd go for this opening, and then he would go, somehow manage to get a Zeppelin. I mean, it'd be a bit tricky. Maybe if, we'll have to see, we'd have to work out, you'd have to somehow just run in there basically with your Death Knight, pick up a Zeppelin, and hope you could somehow get out, or maybe somehow creep it out with ghouls and gargoyles. And anyways, yeah, you get the Zeppelin, you go creep out this cap, and then expand there. I think that'd be really interesting. Just because it'd be very tricky for Thu to do anything about. Once you could take down those berserkers, the dragons give a huge amount of experience, and they go down so quickly to gargoyles that it'd probably be worth it. And meanwhile, Thu now, nice micro there on his on that one footman, notices it and immediately gets the uses the defend, and you can see how many of those bounce back, and that's just so frustrating now for TeD, because obviously he doesn't have his aura yet, so actually that damage is quite significant, and this one low footman does manage to run to the back of his creep cap, so TeD is forced away, and the Mount King is actually around, and I guess TeD must have known that that Thu loved to go Mount King first on this map. To an extent that he was confident enough to do this, because if he did go for this gargoyle strategy and then he found out that it was an Archmage first, and that wouldn't be till a significant point in that game, it's not like TeD did any early scouting or anything, then I think he'd be in a lot of trouble, because obviously the gargoyles would go down very, very quickly to water elementals and gargoyles, and the Archmage versus basically nothing, and a TeD now running in here. Ooh, he is picking up his weapon, maybe he's going to do what I was saying he should do. Yes, I like this strategy a lot here from TeD. Does manage to pick up that Zeppelin and a Acolyte as well, and that's a very smart choice there by him. I'm sort of flattering myself there basically by saying, oh, such a smart choice to do exactly what I said he should do. And another bolt coming here, Thu being absolutely merciless here with this attack, and just constantly staying on top of these Acolytes. I'm not sure, I don't think he scouted out this creeping, this Zeppelin coming in here, but if he did, then that is huge. I imagine Thu must at least be suspicious that this is going to happen. Wand of Lightning Shield and Scroll of Restoration, very useful to sell these items, just because, I mean, the Scroll of Restoration is a brilliant item, 300 hit points and 150 mana, that is huge, but it immediately gives it away that basically you've expanded it in the corner, and so Thu knows what to do, and Thu now immediately taking to tier 3, going for these Dragonhawk Riders and a Blood Mage. Nice choices there by him, just such classic Thu play here, and it looks like TeD going to come back, unfortunately coming back from this angle, which might reveal where his gargoyles just were, and a staff of teleportation now being used by this Mount King, who's almost level 5, and I really, really hope that TeD can win this game. I think this is such a brilliant strategy. It's not something I think that would work every game. It's not something like Dots against Orcs where you can just do it every game and sort of be okay. I think really this is one of those things where you can reveal your hand once and you can catch your opponent off guard, but it's not going to work every time. It's too vulnerable to a couple of different things. If your opponent knows that it's a possibility, well, I'll bet Thu's never even considered something or playing against something like this. And looks like Thu now putting down a couple towers is good. Maybe take this expansion, but not bringing any militia in, and TeD coming into a whole bunch of gargoyles, so many gargoyles, immediately taking out the ensnared Dragonhawk Rider. Unfortunate there for Thu, and looks like actually there's a low footman here, which would be nice to take out as well, but actually one gargoyle being ensnared, which is unfortunate there for TeD, and TeD now coming in with his Death Knight, who has sold the items wisely as to not give anything away, and we aren't seeing a Necropolis here, so that Zeppelin's going to need to be used to ferry over some more Acolytes. It does make sense, because I mean, TeD's already built two Necropolises, so he's really pretty much okay in that sense. Actually, this is very bad for Thu, getting the or very bad for TeD, getting his Zeppelin scouted out while it's ferrying some Acolytes over, and so that's going to tell Thu exactly what he needs to know. There is this expansion here, and meanwhile Thu not taking an expansion of his own, and does have some air units at least, so he can go scout that out, although I imagine he's just going to want to use a reveal at this point. And TeD now putting down a Ziggurat. We see he's built a Spirit Tower here to try and scare away this Mount King a bit. But we're going to have to see if that's actually going to work. It looks like it probably isn't, just because one Spirit Tower can't do too much. Ooh, actually, a Dragon Rock Rider does come in to do this, to scout this out, and so this Dragon Rock Rider basically fodder. We can see TeD splitting back 3 Gargoyles. That's a good number there. If obviously you brought back one, it could just be killed by Shackles. If you sent back